I have to have a word with you, and it is women are to blame for the pay gap themselves. A shocking, controversial statement coming from the founder of the Women's Code, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it, and I'm going to give you some tips on how you can close that gender pay gap, which is now creeping up also in the gig economy. For those who don't know this, but gig economy is a term that's derived from, having a gig, meaning having a job. So not being fully employed, but to do a living with different kind of gigs. So a gig could be to drive an Uber, a gig could be to be part of my worldwide team. We have somebody in Peru, we have somebody in Azerbaijan, we have somebody in Toronto. So my team is all over the world. So I work with primarily a gig-based team. But what I saw, and this is really the shocking part that you and I need to have a conversation about, is that out of the 86% of women who are attracted to gig work, most of them make less money than men. Whoa, wait a minute. Didn't you go into, being a freelancer to close the pay gap? So you're not needing the guy to give you the promotion to make the same money that the guy has gotten that started after you, that passed you, and now you're in the gig economy and you do your own work and now you're still making less money. So let's take a look at this article and some of the things that it has said. So this is from Biz Journal. This is something I read a lot about. There's lots of articles when it comes to women kind of stuff. So women are most likely to bid lower and accept less money for jobs, says Website Planet. So when a man asks for $50 an hour, women might be asking for $40 an hour. This is across the board. So we are looking at 57% of men make more money on the job site Upwork, which is a gig economy website where you can find these temporary gigs. And on Fiverr, a whooping 87% of men charge more than women. So what that means is that if you are a woman listening to this video, you have to remember that you seem to constantly underbid yourself like all the time. So your value is determined by what you determine your value to be, not by somebody who is telling you what your value is. As women, we have to be conscious all the time that part of the gender pay gap is our own damn fault, because we don't value ourselves and we don't go out and we don't take the same approach that men do, where men say, I'm so good, I'm going to start high, I can always go lower. But if you start low, you cannot really go higher, and you can say, well, now that I've gotten the job at $15 an hour, I really would like to do the job for $20. You go like, no. But if you said, well, I want to do the job for $25 an hour, and I'm like, well, I really like you, but it's a little expensive, then you can still say, hey, I'm going to do it for $20. And voila, you got the $5 more than you would have gotten if you would have done the low bid at 15. So that's really something I want you to think about before you bid your fees. Do your research. Go and look what the average hourly rate is of your competitors, especially men, and then position yourself at that same level, because the value, the perceived value, is derived how you value yourself. If you go in and you say, this is my value and here's my justification for my value, which is the second portion, you must have in place, which is, why are you charging what you're charging? And you better be having that, elevator pitch ready to go, and fake it till you make it. If you have imposter syndrome, you got to conquer that, because again, it is up to you to determine what you're willing to work for. And only you can do that. And if I see these numbers with this great discrepancy, and I'm thinking, how is it even possible that we as women, now that we are freelancers, or so many of us are freelancers, that we still make less money than men? It is our own damn fault. And let's go change that. Help me change that, please. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel And if you have any comments, leave the comments below. Again, this is Beate Gillette, the Growth Architect, and I run a training company specialized in entrepreneur skills and leadership training with a soft and tender heart for women's issue. Thank you.